You're now tuned in with What's Cooking, one of the hottest podcasts in New York City. I'm Lanaya, this is Reese, and we have a guest co-host today.
I'm Links the Specialist. I'm in the building. I've been here before. I'm glad to be back again and rock with them and talk about what's cooking.
Yes, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So as y'all know from one of our very first few episodes, Links was my co-host. We spoke about credit. We spoke about a couple other things as well. We spoke about basketball too, It's crazy. Your Mavs actually made it to the finals, and it's just such a sad story that they lost to my team. But
I had to rub it in there. I feel like that. I like that. Okay.
Because I didn't think he was. I know you're one of those like diehard fans where it's like, you're gonna go like even if the odds are put against you, you could go your bet every time. But actually paid off. But you just had to see us. That's all.
It's all good. Rematch impending. We'll see what's up.
Yeah. So how's everybody's summer been? I feel like I ain't speak to y'all individually and collectively. Well, of course not collectively, but individually like in a while. Links, I ain't speak to you since like. Unless it's like social media comments or something like that, I don't feel like we ever get a chance to really sit down and speak.
Man, my summer has been absolutely fantastic. I went in a little bit of hibernation mode, just to come back out and pop out. Summer's been more so about like networking. Putting myself back out there. I met a lot of people this year, like Drake, Travis Scott, Lil Wayne, Connie Diamond, Coach Tanisha Phillips, Lala, Kyan Anthony, Donovan Mitchell. So I've been a little bit around, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Yeah, because and speaking of networking too, last time I remember we had like a conversation. I remember I was introducing you to my barber too, because I know he was looking to like get something removed on his like profile or something like that.
Yeah, he definitely did. He wanted to work on his credit and situation. Unfortunately for me at the time, I wasn't fixated on that. I wanted to focus more so on my health, my personal development, my spirituality, my mental, because when I was here 2 years ago, back with you, we was running up a business, and it could take a lot out of you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So I had to fall back real quick and focus on those other areas.
Yeah, you just said it could take a lot out of you. One person I know that definitely took a lot out of herself was my co-host there. So Lanai, how was your summer? I know it was very eventful.
My summer was very eventful. I was outside. I definitely believe that, New York City, we have a long winter. We have a long, just where it's just cold and everybody can't enjoy themselves properly outside. So this summer I definitely did a lot of events, just hanging out with friends, because once you get back into September, it's like Q4, it's time to lock in. The vibes kind of change, holiday season, so definitely things are like slowed down now. So summer we was outside, we was having fun. I saw you coming down.
Yeah, oh yeah, that is true. We did
a couple spots.
Yeah, we definitely was getting crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I got a couple moves on me and whatnot, but let everybody know too about your business too, for the people that don't know.
Oh yeah, I do cook infused food, so food infused with THC. I also cook normal food, so if you don't like THC in your food, that's completely okay. Sometimes I do pop-ups at Washington Square Park and Prospect Park, and I also just do small events and birthdays and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so this episode's gonna be interesting because it's like what I like to call the team episodes, where it's like we don't have a guest that's coming to speak about what they do. It's more so like open flowing, and I write some topics in my phone, which I'm actually gonna pull up right now. Yeah, and we just freely speak about those, right? So we just had a recap of our summer. Before we even get started too, just special shout out. So I started this thing called Fashion Fridays. Lanaya's Fashion Friday post coming soon, but if you've seen mine on Instagram yesterday, the day that we're recording this, we're starting this, I guess you'd say a small series where we're highlighting a lot of the upcoming or the hottest brands in New York City so far, giving them their flowers, showing off their work. So today, I got my guy, Surprise NYC. He was my very first guest on this podcast. Check him out with the hats. He's been doing numbers since the episode. It's been like, 2 years probably, or 3 years maybe, 2, I would say. And yeah, he's been moving around, going back and forth, New York to Philly. So, he has his hats sold at a lot of stores in Brooklyn, Bronx, Harlem. So, check it out, Surprise NYC. God's Cloth, definitely got to give my boy a shout out here. He's been A very stand-up guy, very nice guy since I met him. Met him just chilling in the studio with my boy Clay. As you guys know, Clay, we had an episode a while ago. And he's been an artist that I've been pushing a lot, really working with a lot on management side and whatnot. So, yeah, this dude, he just showed love. He just gave me the shirt, no reason at all. I didn't ask for nothing. All I asked him was, do you have a website? He looked at me. He was like, catch this. He just threw like the shirt at me, you feel me? So, I respect it. And it looks nice, good clothes right here.
That's dope. Definitely dope.
Clay be wearing a lot of his stuff a lot, so you go on Clay's page, you see it. So shout out to God's Cloth right there. And by the time get this footage, he's definitely gonna be the next what you want to call it, the next Fashion Friday post. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Yeah, so speaking of fashion too, so first topic I wanted to jump into, which fits perfectly, was a topic I wanted to speak about a while ago. We just never got a chance to get to that. So it's really with these luxury designers, right? So main thing that I wanted to highlight was, of course, everybody likes their designer stuff. Everybody wants to feel rich. Everybody wants to feel expensive, because they can afford expensive items that that person, they got it, this, down, the third, right? So a while ago,
May I know what that tapping is?
Sounds like coffee or something being made.
Shit, I got my smoothie right here.
I didn't want to
cheers
to be in the back.
Cheers to the smoothies, to the water bottle. All right, cheers.
Water, baby.
Got my acai.
I make my own smoothies
strawberries,
too. Wine glass,
blueberries.
you know this, but it's a little early today, so.
Yeah, she got the ginger and the green glass. Stuff in there. Yeah, but
I like to sip and talk.
Yeah, I don't mind smoothie, coffee. I've been drinking a lot of coffee recently. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but going back to the topic though. We speak about luxury brands, and a while ago, I want to say this was like February or March, or probably earlier than that. I remember Dior discontinued their sneakers, right? The B22s, I think they're called, the 23s, I forgot. But, of course, Black Twitter was going to make fun of this because, as we know, who wears those sneakers more than your local rapper?
Yeah, right.
Your local scammer, local hood.
That's a fact.
Wigger, jigger, tigger, any of those other words that rhyme with. Exactly, right? So, I thought, of course, I thought, but clearly the public thought, just going off of like these postings and whatnot, that it's funny how every time the hood touches one of these items, they get discontinued. They go out of they stop selling them, or they just stop like that whole thing. They just, if it's sneakers, they just don't make any more sneakers until like a year later, and they just sell you the old stuff, and now they just focusing on all of these other pieces, right, that they think that we're not gonna go buy. And then what happens? We still go buy it, and then they discontinue that and come back and start doing sneakers again, right? Or they just discontinue that one item, right? So I was gonna ask you, how do y'all feel about that? Because for me, I feel like, people could say it's racially motivated, but I mean, also too, as people that are into fashion and whatnot, I do understand like certain seasons come with certain things, but to discontinue a whole item like out the blue is kind of crazy. So I do understand like it could definitely be something you could say is racially motivated.
I think to a certain extent, because I think like once a certain type of fashion becomes popularized, Black people do have a tendency to make it their own. And then, that brand may feel like they need to save face because they want to pitch this out to other demographics too. And then, it is what it is. We live in America. They are racist people. And some people might identify with the fact that, okay, a lot of Black people buy this brand. I may not want it. And that might hurt the brand overall in a sense. And I think that's what could possibly lead to that, But what I think, because I feel there's a difference between what you know, what you think, and what you feel. It's basically what I think. What do you think, Naya?
I definitely think that, the group that was buying it wasn't their target audience. There's no way for a brand to come out and say that without seeming crazy. So they're just gonna try to discontinue it and try to deter us from buying it, because at the end of the day, the association sometimes with our demographic is what they dislike. So they dislike that there's just so much association with that sneaker and us. And honestly, I really don't think we affected their sales overall because there's a lot of quiet luxury Dior stuff. There's a lot, like Dior is never going to be, I just think like that flashy sneaker, they were like, yeah, let's just get rid of it. They're taking it, they're making it their own. People look at the sneaker, they think of rappers, that was the first people that we thought of, and they just like it. So it's definitely racially motivated, and I feel like I wish there would have been more discourse about it because people need to realize that we're not their target audience, and we have to like be aware of this, and pay attention to like the fact that your favorite rappers, your favorite TikTokers, influencers, everybody, in the Black community was like hyping these sneakers up. I looked them up on TikTok before I even got here. I was like, let me see. And there was a lot of discourse about it. And I just feel like I wish it would have been like talked about more, that the fact that why did this happen? Is this racially motivated? Because I couldn't find those videos on TikTok where people are like breaking it down. It's also because we don't really have any substantial proof, but it's just like when you know, you know.
Yeah, also too, I guess you could say because it was like more of like just a quick trend. Like, it's something that you have to go on like an Instagram comedian page to find where they just made like a quick reaction video or skit or something, and then they kind of like, we tend to just brush things under the rug when it's like not too crazy, like, because remember when Gucci did the blackface, what was it? It was a mask or something like that. It's like people were saying they're canceling Gucci, and fast forward, a lot of us still wearing Gucci.
I say something too about those sneakers. I've only seen them on Black people.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have.
I've never seen no other demographic wear those sneakers. That's why
those specific
and
ones.
when they do, they kind of have a certain swag that's influenced by us.
Exactly.
It's not like they're just like, that was never, I don't think I was a quiet luxury type of sneaker. So that's why we liked it, like how big and the certain design. We were like, wow, like this is different. I like it. It's also a very solid shoe. I felt it before. I was like, wow, Sebi.
Yeah, like when I see people wear Dior sneakers, like of all demographics, it's always like the one that look like the Vans. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's the B20s, 21, something like that. Yeah, like I know that's the one. But I will say too, I did see them in Century 21, like probably like 3 months later. This was probably like June or something like that, July or something like that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's when I had my first like, damn, I'm not there yet moment, because I was just like, I was like, yo, I could buy like 10 of these and flip them probably. But I'm just like, I don't know if they hold value though, but because they're dead stock, but I don't know if people actually would buy these though, because it's kind of like Yeezys. It's like Yeezys are being sold for like $50 now on the Adidas app and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember I asked you about that.
I don't even know
get me a pair.
That was one quick sale. They are back at normal price. I did not get to get
Which ones?
like the really cool,
like every model, or just the 350s or the 700s?
Certain ones, because I actually remember that day I asked you about it. I went and looked. I'm like, oh, he's not even lying. But not all of them are like in that price range. Just certain ones that they have there.
Even the Italian festival in Manhattan, there was a vendor selling them. But the thing is, I don't know. It's just like it was. I mean, it was weird because this was like an old dude selling them. I'm just like, what's an old dude know about some Yeezys? Right? No, of course. And then also too, like the boxes and stuff. It was like, I don't know where they make Yeezys, but it was just like made in like a country I never heard of, and like the box design didn't look like a regular Yeezy box design. So I'm like, I was thinking, I was like, damn, should I buy? Like, I was like, should I buy? Because I'm just like, the price he was selling is the same thing that he's selling on the Adidas app. So I'm like, yeah. I was looking at the pros and cons. I was like, I could buy this because like the price is very low, but it's like I could just go to a website and get it for the same price anyways. At least guarantee I'm getting the real thing. But I'm just like, at the same time too, you talk about, oh yeah, these are going after this. But I'm just like, I didn't feel enticed to have to buy it just because he said that. But I was just like, I don't feel like people would know. Like if these are actually fake, I don't feel like people would know or people would care because the value done dropped on them. But I was just like, I was having a 50-50. I ended up just not buying it. And what really gave me that decision was because I seen colors I'd never seen before. So I was just like, yeah, that solidified it for me. I was like, I never seen nobody.
Easy colorways.
Yeah, some colorways I'd never seen before. I was just like, yeah, hell no. But no, going to my point though, I had my first like, I ain't there yet moment when I was looking at them in Century 21, and I was like, damn, bro, I got bills coming up this week. I can't even buy it. Like, yeah, I live comfortably and stuff like that. Takes that. I'll be to everybody right now, like, what is this stat? 90-95% of us, like, we broken. We might think we got money, but we not there yet. But I was just looking at them shit. I was like, damn, bro, I got bills today. I can't do this shit. I said, I'm gonna come back for it. Came back, them shit was going.
You know the rule of thumb.
But it's funny though, because to this day, like, because I was there the other day, they have this one pair, it's a size 16, and it's mad dirty, and they didn't like mark the price down even more. I think they were selling them for like $600-700. It's still $600-700. It got all these scuff marks on it.
Oh no.
The suede is dirty.
Oh, no.
I'm like, ain't no way, bro. And it's a size 16. I'm like, who even wears a 16, bro?
Well, I always follow
Probably an
rule of
NBA
thumb.
player that's just like in New York, you know, for the season, for like the weekend or something, about to play, they about to see it, they say, okay, it's my shoe. So probably scrub it, clean it, pay somebody to do it for them. That would be smart, but I don't know. It just turned me off. I was like, I don't know.
If you can't buy it 3 times, you can't afford it.
Nah, absolutely.
And to be honest with you,
Jay-Z
it's
said that
kind of
too.
crazy paying that type of money for a pair of sneakers, bro. I mean, if you got it, you got it. If you follow the rule of thumb, but just like, yo, I'm gonna just go in there. I got paid today. I did mad overtime. I'm gonna get these. It's like, damn, like
Now I gotta do that again.
It's
Oh, I wanna
financially
do that again?
irresponsible.
Right.
You know, that's the way I always view it. Like when it comes to like buying things. Like,
Like I always be quoting Jay-Z, right? That's a still person right there. Yeah. And speaking of Jay-Z, you know, he's one of the biggest influencers of all time. So that kind of ties into like another point we had here. So it's something that you said off mic that you wanted to jump right into. So let's talk about this influencer era. Do you feel like everything is a transaction these days? And do you feel like influencers kind of abuse that influencer title?
absolutely, man. You could just scroll on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and it's just like, you know, because I'm a content creator too, so I'm of the give value 3-4 times, then ask. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't seem like, because obviously people are trying to sell a product. It is what it is, but now it's just like you scrolling, hurry up and buy it. Like, you know, that's what I get from it. It's like, okay.
Comment this keyword so you could get my like free introduction or something like that. And that's,
I mean,
that
if it's
thing could be
free, that's
10
cool.
seconds, and then you gotta buy a whole.
If you know the whole like click on here, get my chorus for free, you know, watch it for like 20 minutes, and some of them you get value from them, I'm not gonna lie, which will lead to an eventual byproduct of you selling something, and that's cool. But if I'm just scrolling, I go through your page and just like, yeah, 3-word sentences and buy this for $300 and da 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 da. I'm just like, oh my God, like people are just so fixated on selling that, you know, they're not even giving value anymore.
It's true. I feel like this is a little different, but I feel like a lot of people, they really get influencers and content creators like mixed up. And it's just two really different worlds. And influencers are people who like, they are influencing you to buy a product. Those pages are the pages where people are like, they're trying to sell an ebook. They're trying to sell you, I don't know, maybe she's a workout girl. She does creatine. She's always pushing this one brand of creatine. Like that's what an influencer does. They influence you to do things. They influence your life choices. They influence you to buy things and to try to do whatever path that they're doing, you know, the career path, whatever they're selling. But a content creator, those are people, they go into a restaurant, they're vlogging it. I'm going out to this party, I'm vlogging it. I'm giving you things to do in New York City. Content creators are definitely more about value. And I feel like sometimes people just lump us all up and they're just like, yo, everybody's trying to sell us stuff. And it's like, no, you got to follow more content creators, because I'm a content creator and I say I'm a content creator, but sometimes I feel like, yeah, that's an influence. No.
Sure, we content creator.
I don't try to influence people to buy stuff. I don't have any brand collabs where I'm like pushing things and influencing people. That's not what my page is for. If you're trying to find some food spots, you'll find some stuff. If you're looking for different things to do around New York City, you're gonna find some stuff. You know, I definitely feel like the content creator world is where you're gonna get more value. We're the ones who sit down and really take our time and edit stuff and vlog and really like try to put things together so people can like see different things around the world. You know, especially like people who do travel content creation. They're sitting down telling you cruise hacks. They're sitting down telling you flight hacks. It's like, you know, an influencer, they trying to sell you this and that, but it's like content creators, they're actually trying to like do it in a different way. They actually have a lot more value. So I feel like if you want value, definitely try to like just pay attention to like who you're following, the things that they say, and you'll figure out real quick like influencer versus content creator.
But I feel like it goes hand in hand, and I feel like a lot of content creators do it for the sake of becoming an influencer, because we see it all the time, right? You'll be talking to your friend and they'll be like, damn, this person got lit doing this. I'm about to go do that now. And it's like, okay, you're going to start creating your content, but what's the meaning? What's the purpose of you doing it? Because you want to become the influencer. And I feel like, why do people want to become an influencer? Is it because of the clout that come with it? Is it because of the money that come with it? Everybody has their own purpose to it, but I feel like the main thing that strikes out to me is ego. Because it's like, once people get to a certain point, they start moving like demands. Even with this podcast, like there's some people that I won't even answer their DM because like of how they approach their request to be here. Because it's like, first of all, the instructions are there. So it's like, if you're not looking through my page, if you're not reading all this stuff, because some people really try to act oblivious, and not just like all the time. Like, it don't matter what it is. Like, you could say, you know, like somebody will know your birthday, and then you could tell them what you're doing for your birthday, and then the day before they'll act like, oh, like, what are you doing for your birthday again? I totally forgot. Oh, it's tomorrow? Oh, my bad. I totally forgot. And the whole time they're just being oblivious because they don't want to, you know, they don't want to do what you want to do, and they just don't want to say that, right? And I feel like influencers try oblivious with the page too. It's like, oh, I have to fill out the e-form. I don't want to do that. I'm act like I don't know. I'm gonna just DM you. But then all it shows me is like, well, one, you didn't care to look at my page. Two, you just here for yourself. You're not really here to really like work and collab and, you know, do something with me. And then the first thing they do is they don't even ask. The first thing they do is highlight, hey, I'm an influencer. You know, I feel like, instead of asking, oh, I feel like I could offer my services and help you, you know, gain some, whatever it is, gain some influence, right? Clout, whatever it is, status. Right? Tell you oh yeah, you know, I'm an influencer. But not even that. Even if they do multiple things, influencer always comes first. Like, I think somebody hit me up like, oh, I'm an influencer and a hairstylist. The other person hit me up, oh, I'm an influencer and a chef. I'm just like, okay, that's nice that you're an influencer, but what does that tell me? Like, unless I want to do a hair specific episode, like we talk about the hair industry, cool. If I want to talk about the cooking industry, cool. I could, like, I don't mind working with y'all for that purpose. But for this whole influencer stuff, I don't care who you are. Because I'll have somebody that, you know, doesn't have that influencer title, that's more informative and more genuine, come to the podcast and provide more value. Because, you know, most of these influencers don't even want to give you the value either, right? They do this whole, like, oh, like, why am I giving you all of this game for free type of, that's the mindset they have. And that's what the motive they try to push. Like, oh, like, you know, you got to buy my course. You got to, you know, tap into my, what you call it, Patreon. You got to, you know, pay for these things to learn more and stuff like that. And then there's somebody who's, like, humbly just making it as just like, hey, you know, I'll show you the ropes. You know, this is me, vulnerable. Like, this is my journey. This is what I've done so far. This is where I came from. This is who I am. And, like, you know, they'll just, like, give you the honest truth, really. And that's why guys like Max Waxwell, I know I give him a lot of credit on this podcast a lot. Is like, you know, he was somebody that before he became an influencer, he was somebody that said, you know, as a YouTuber, he just came to a camera and said, hi, my name is Max Maxwell. I'm interested in real estate and this is my journey. And he showed people how he became a multimillionaire, like, along the way. Like, he didn't just become that millionaire and then try to say, yeah, this is how I did it, and then try to backtrack. He said, listen, this is me, this is how I'm doing it, along the way. And that's why I do like those TikTokers who do those, like, day 126 of me doing this. Like, I seen one the other day of some dude that's, like, saving up to buy a house, so he's, like, living out of his car, like, just literally, like, he's penny pinching.
I've seen guys like that too.
Yeah, like, he's like, this is day 153 of me trying to save for my dream house or something like that.
I think it was a Haitian guy.
No, it was a white guy.
Well, I seen one with a Haitian guy.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's showing you, like, this is what I go through on a daily basis. I know a lot of these dudes, like, they do have a little cap to their rap, but still, like, they still showing you, hey, like, this is how I do it. This is me being vulnerable for a second, showing y'all how my day went. This is what I did. This is what I plan to do. This is probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and so on. So,
and to your point too, you don't come into the next person's house and try to cook in their kitchen unless they ask you. You know, from my perspective on that topic,
I like
though.
That analogy.
Thank you. Like, when I was doing insurance and credit, like, and it's still on my page too, you can always just go back. I give lots of tips and value, continuous tips and value. And for the people that are following, you know, they be like, you know what, this guy's been doing this for a while. Like, I kind of like want to see where he's coming from. I feel like, to me, that would be the proper way to do it. And then people evolve into influence, like you say, because they feel like, all right, and I'm evolving into this influencer where I can just get all these people to do something just because I said it like that. And it doesn't typically work like that all the time, you know. And I get it. People want to get brand deals and be that guy. But like you said, I think it comes from a place of ego more so than, you know, really helping people. Because when I think about influence, I think about leadership, right? And a leader is somebody that puts people in position to win, right? Now, if you influences, you could put me in a position to lose too. Like, you could be like, all right, yo, get these deals. And it's not adding no value to me or whatever, because there's people that does that. Like, you know, a lot of these people that are on brand deals, right, they're influencers, and they're getting you to buy a product just because it's that person. It's not because you probably need it or want it. It's just, all right, yo, I seen him do it. And rappers too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, and I'm a victim of this too. I remember I found myself wearing these big T-shirts and all that just because Dipset did it, and I fuck with Dipset, but you know.
Boy too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's my whole perspective on it. I just think as long as it comes from a good place, then it's cool. But if you just like, again, hurry up and buy, it just like turned me off completely.
Yeah, it's crazy how fashion and fashion and influence have that talk. Because like you said, it went from Dipset, they took a break. Soulja Boy did it, took a break. Wiz Khalifa tried to do it. Well, Wiz wasn't known yet, so I can't say he had an influence in that regard. But yeah, it's crazy to think though. But one thing I was gonna point out too is like, because Mike always says it's about authenticity when you really want to follow your crowd. And I feel like one person I work for was Kai Cenat for sure, because it's like, I watched his stream for the first time. I'm just like, no knock to him. You know, I think he's entertaining. I think he's funny to a degree, but I don't think he's like funny for me, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't really find it amusing, but I can understand how, like, you know, the younger generation will be influenced by it and like what he's doing and stuff like that. And I feel like there was a lot there where I'm just looking at him and I'm just like, bro, this is just regular New York shit. Like, he's just a regular, like, he's basically taking that New York lifestyle, that city lifestyle that everybody thinks through social media with the Timbs and the Yankees fitteds and the Henny bottles and the do-rags. And he's just broadcasting it on a streaming platform and basically becoming like the real life iCarly, right? And the authenticity that he brought to it is literally, you know, him and Phantom and all those guys, that's what got them up, really. I feel like a lot of these YouTubers, they try to copy their trends and they try to do things and they're just unauthentic with it. Like, one thing I don't know if he started, but I could give him credit for is like Kai Cenat is with the having the rappers in the car and telling them their music is trash and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, I see, like, I understand guys like Booba and Noti Cuz, okay, they made a killing off of that, following his footsteps, but it's just like, now it's like every young high schooler want to do these videos. First of all, they don't even have a car themselves. They too young. They take their parents' car when their parents don't even know to go do these videos with rappers that might even put them in trouble if they're in the wrong spot. But yeah, they doing this just to again, going back to my point, oh, this person got lit, let me copy what they're doing. They want to do that and then think it's gonna blow up for them, and then when it doesn't work for them, they say everybody hating. Everybody just don't want to support them. Everybody want to go support the next person. But it's like, nah, bro, it's literally not original. And even the personality that you're given is unoriginal, it's unauthentic. So it's like, that's really nasty works there, because, you know, you're not gonna make it nowhere. You're not gonna get anywhere, and the thing is gonna rub off to you where it's like literally everything you do, whether it's through content creation or just in life, you're just gonna keep thinking about following the next person. It becomes a habit at that point. And another person I wanted to get into with that was Angel Reese as well. Like, she was bragging about how, like, the WNBA salary isn't enough for her to live her lifestyle. Like, she's paying $8,000 on rent for like a high rise, and it's like her influencer deals are doing it for her, and it's like, I don't know, like, it was kind of, I thought it was kind of, I don't really want to say like whack that she said that, but it's just like, not bragging at all. I mean, I guess some people might see it that way. I can understand why, but for me, I'm just like, why, like, you know how people be saying stuff like when you were a kid, like, don't put certain things on social media because people gonna see it, and it might stop you from getting into college, it might stop you getting a job, stuff like that. It's like, bro, you're already an influencer. You're publicly speaking about your employer, in somewhat of a negative way,
They
right?
need to though. They're not getting paid.
No, of course, but it's like, but to what degree though?
To your point,
Because
right.
first of all, Caitlin Clark about to get them a pat.
That's
her influence is like it's shown there. Like she about to get them a pat.
To me, I think that's actually a good salary, and I'm gonna say why. People not looking at the time factor. You getting paid what? I think it's what, 87,000, 3 years, 4-year deal. You play basketball for 4 months.
And
you know,
these girls are like what, 19?
And they're not playing 82 games.
18, 19 years old.
You know, think about if you made 80, 86, 87,000 in 4 months.
So much more.
Like that's a quarter. You made that in a quarter. You know, so obviously she has other brand deals going on, but I just thought it was financially irresponsible to say that. And, you know, whoever is her financial planner be like, yo, like, why are you even living in a high rise that costs that much, $8,000 a month? Me personally, like, if I'm just coming into a situation, I'm staying right here in my means where I can afford it. Like, you know what I mean? And save some money. At the end of the day, basketball is not guaranteed, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah. I mean, to both of your points too, like you mentioned about the male counterparts making money, but it's like, I don't think he was like saying like, I don't think he was saying like anything in regards to NBA. I think he was more so just saying like, if you think about the opportunity that you have, like it's like you're making $80,000 a year to play basketball for 4 months, go to practice, and then you're like 18, 19 years old.
$80,000 a year.
Just about, yeah.
Just about.
She's most of the top players in the
She could be a nurse
NBA.
and make more money.
No, of course, but then it's
a nurse and make 6 figures.
no, of course, but it's like
You don't need to be playing basketball.
The time factor,
that's true though. But it's like the age and the time factor. It's like, okay, you know, a lot of people will be like, nah, I'll take it. But what I was gonna add on to is also like the influencer deals, the brand deals she has. I'm sure she's a millionaire. She's definitely a multi-millionaire.
Absolutely.
She's definitely a multi-millionaire. She made a name for herself. You know, obviously they're slandering her because of her recent play, but you know, she's definitely gonna still be one of the people that's gonna be making a bag like for the next.
As much as people like dislike the influencer world, yes, everybody. I've been wanting to say this. People do like. Their aim is to be an influencer at the end of the day always, because it's like the aim is to make money from this. Content creators are kind of like overworked and underpaid. We make a lot of great content, and sometimes that's just what we don't have a deal with every restaurant I go to. I actually pay for my food a lot of times. It's only certain people that are bigger in the food videos. They are influencers now with the food industry. So now people are like, come to my restaurant, you get everything for free. But before then, you are just showcasing things. We going into events and we're paying for it and we're showcasing it so we can get invited to more events. So yeah, the goal is to like work your way up with like your following and your ladder so you can be like, hey, I make great content. If you can have me at your event, I think I'll do. Like you said, delivery is everything. Some of them do act like, hey, you know, I'm an influencer. Can I get 2 tickets and stuff? They'll just skip the line. This is real life. Like, they will skip the line and be like, hey, can I get in for free and stuff like that. Delivery is super important. Hitting someone up, telling them how you can help them, how you can add to them. That goes a long way. I think you were at Bed Pavilion for my birthday. I got a whole bunch of free tickets for people just because I said, hey, I'm a micro influencer. I make different videos on stuff. I would love to like showcase your event space, talk about, you know, what I'm doing and like put it out there. I said my audience is within, you know, younger 20s. I feel like they would definitely come to your place and like it. And they were like, yeah, we'll give you some free tickets. That sounds great. But like I pitched it in a proper way so they can be actually use ChatGPT. But you know, yeah, use a little ChatGPT. But yeah, and they were like, yeah, that's dope. I feel like it's all about your delivery. The ego comes from like the delivery and just expecting to get things and expecting to have things a certain way. Sometimes I send the email and I don't hear anything back. Sometimes people probably like, micro influencer girl, whatever. It's okay. You miss all the shots that you don't take though, you know, and delivery really matters. And sometimes I feel like when they get to that certain space, they don't care. They do the same thing with like hairstylists, everything. Hey girl, you can take me at 6. Sure. Whoa, I got a booking page and I'm paying for it. Why you ain't look at my day today? But it's cause they just expect to be fit in, especially rappers.
Yeah, rappers do that all the time.
All the time.
Up and coming
the
and
no
don't really
names.
got anything.
No
you don't even
names
got
be
no post
having
on your phone. Yo, you paid.
Like no names, especially the joker, because that's the thing, you know, because a lot of these artists, they come from the backgrounds where they don't have etiquette at all. Like they're not, you know, I know it's funny and it was like a cliche to say like a couple years years ago, but home training, right? People used to make fun of that. But they really don't have no home training. Like, they dads don't have no
Reese, I
home
have a
training.
question for you. How many times have you heard in the DM, yo, let's work? Just let's work. Not going on the form, let's work. What do you mean, let's work?
It's less work. It's, yo, I gotta get up there next. Yo, when we shooting together, I'm like, what do you mean when we shooting together? You didn't even ask me. Like, I don't even know who you are, bro. Like,
I really do.
Especially too, and it's like their friends.
That always means.
You know what they do too?
Some free shit.
Like, let's say you have like a couple rapper friends. They'll see this episode. They'll send me the reel. Be like, oh, where Links? That's crazy. Links my boy. Let's work. Like, they try to use that connection of,
like,
but why? Like, like I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's funny too, cause like, shout out to Promo, but he fake did that himself, where it's like. Leaky Benz like did his episode, and then he was like, yo, Leaky, that's crazy. I'm from Philly. I'd love to work with y'all. But you see, he said, I would love to work with y'all. Right? He introduced it. He's like, yeah, I'm a executive record producer, this, and the third. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Because at first I was just like, I don't really work with artists. Like, he's like, nah, I'm an executive record producer. I do this, I do that. I said, damn, in that moment I felt bad because I judged the book by its cover. But, it ended up being a good episode. We did 2 episodes together because we lost the first one, ended up finding it. But we did another episode, and that was one of the episodes that got like a lot of views on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I got to actually look at the analytics, see how like the actual episode itself did. But that was one of them ones where I was just like, damn, imagine I would have been ignorant and just, just that. But also too, imagine if his approach was more egotistical, more arrogant. I would probably never took that chance and said, let's do the episode. So, yeah, trust me, Lanaya, when I hear that let's work, it triggers me.
It's also a certain way to spin it as a business owner. Like, I love to act oblivious in every way. You want to act oblivious to the booking page? I'll act oblivious to the fact you're trying to get free stuff. So I'm like, yeah, let's work. Like, this is my Google form. When you finish signing up, you're going to get back to
I definitely do that.
Like, here's the form. We get back to you 2 to 5 business days.
Yeah, especially at Road Connections, like some of these, I was a guest speaker. So
I cook.
I should be like one of the like the next guest on your podcast. I'm just like, listen, what me and Kimani do, that's 2 separate things. He got his thing, I got mine. So it's like, if that's what you want to do.
I cook food, so I hear all the time, when I'm gonna get a plate, when you gonna cook for me? Oh, when can I try some of your food? And
sometimes it's probably
my
30
next
though.
Pop-up will be this. Here's my next event link. Here's the flyer for my next event. If you want to pre-order, you can do it to the 19th.
But Lanaya, how many times is it flirty though, as opposed to I'm actually trying to work with you?
It's usually like 3.
Oh, I'm trying to try like
3 times out of 5. It's usually some flirty stuff, and then I just direct them calmly, like, here's my business page that you're not following. Here you go.
Right.
Also, see, you're not even following my business.
Yeah, I love when Instagram show you that too.
Follow the business page.
It says you follow this account since, or you don't follow each other. I'm like, thank you, Instagram, for snitching. Cause
it does that?
Yeah, like if you look, like if me and you follow each other, it's gonna say, all right, we follow each other since like 2012, right? If you follow them, it's gonna say you followed them since whatever. If y'all don't follow each other, it's gonna say you both don't follow each other. Like if you like look at, it says their name, it says it has that info, then it says the view profile. So right above the view profile, it'll tell you that.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, even if you want to know somebody, I mean, of course, a lot of people, they turn their DM off. So it's like, if I see somebody's story and I can't comment, I go to their thing, I go to following. If your name don't show up first, they don't follow you. Then as soon as you don't follow them, you see the follow button there. So it don't say follow back, it say follow. So you feel me? Quick jumps for Instagram.
Sometimes Instagram people out there. Like the other day, I unfollowed someone and then I refreshed and then it said follow back. I'm like, wait, but y'all just said they wasn't following me.
Yeah, I had
and then they was. So sometimes it glitches. Sometimes
that's why they got to update every damn day.
Because you go and remove yourself, and I'm like, but you was following me, so why did it even say? It made it seem like you wasn't even following me.
You gotta just sneak follow them back. Like you gotta wait till they drop a picture or something. Everybody like, yo, you gotta follow them. They're not gonna keep the notification until they look at it.
Overthinker, I'd be right on my bad. I'm following back.
Yeah, I'm fake overthinker too. But I'm just
and the thing about Instagram too, since we on that, I think it shows so much ego and monitoring spirits on there. Like if I follow you, like people be like, all right, like I'm not gonna follow this person back, or like bro, like you think people don't recognize that? Like, all right, cool.
I do. Listen, as a woman, I do not follow everybody back.
Not everybody.
Sometimes I look at people's pages and I'm seeing you drop gang signs and I'm like, no, you're not my target audience.
No,
I was referring to people that may know you on a personal note, because there's people that do. People, you'd be surprised.
I'm not surprised.
People do that with girls. I ain't gonna lie. It'll be like me and you. Like you could see me talking to Lanaya. It's like you want to talk to Lanaya, but you don't talk to Lanaya the whole night. But then it's like somehow you got Lanaya Instagram. Like I got weird friends like that, bro. Like they'll be like they'll see like I could bring Lanaya somewhere. Oh, who's your friend? Go talk to her. I literally see them don't talk to Lanaya the whole night. But then Lanaya posts a picture, they end the likes. I'm just like, bro,
whoa, right?
Like you went to my page to go look about her, like look for her, and now you like, he's
clocking her the whole entire time.
Page, like
they be sneaky like that.
Yeah, but just to quickly tap back into what I was saying on the Angel Reese topic, though, I just feel like it is disrespectful to like your employer, because it's like, I mean, of course, yeah, people could complain about getting raises and stuff like that, but basically, I feel like she kind of tried to like push, like kind of minimize the WNBA for a quick second to highlight, oh look, well, I don't know if she signed to them, but let's say Nike, Nike's giving me $5 million, this brand is giving me $2 million, and all I'm getting is like $80,000 to play ball. It's like I don't know if you should really be doing that, bro.
Like that. And I guess
no, but it's egotistical.
It is. It really is, because you just coming into the league. WNBA is something that's fairly new still, even though it's been around. It's not like the NBA where you have a lot of the Magic Johnsons, Larry Birds, Michael Jordans that help build the business. Like to me right now, it looks like the WNBA is just like starting to really hit that global market. Where now I look on my social media, I see people like actually watching the WNBA.
The games are packed out.
2 years ago.
Okay, no.
And 2 years ago, people used to complain like, oh, why are the women not getting paid? Like, why don't you go and support them and help them build the revenue, which is actually happening right now. Shout out to everybody else that's supporting the WNBA right now, which is good to see. But, that's in terms of how people get paid. It's not like, all right, the men's decided like, yeah, this is the salary you're going to get. This is what we can afford. People got to pump back out our games. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the sponsoring deals, the TV networks, the jersey sales. All of that comes into play, and then they don't really thinking from an emotional aspect, like, oh, they just filming, the women are getting underpaid, and but they don't mention how women get paid more in the fashion industry or the modeling industry, because men are severely underpaid. But men understand the dynamic of it. Like I mentioned, like I was telling Josh the other day, you put an aesthetically pleasing woman somewhere, she's gonna get more eyes and more contact, right? Like I think it works both ways, and people don't really look at that.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Because it's like I don't see Caitlin Clark complain. Now people could argue it. I already know the main argument.
PR team.
Well, that too.
That might be working very hard.
That too. But also,
a young black woman who, she vocalized.
Right. That's all I was gonna say. I know that's gonna be the first thing they're gonna say. Oh, Caitlin Clark don't need it. She's not one of us. She's not a sister, right? But
she's a baller.
She about to get these girls paid. But that's the thing. This is where the influencer stuff come in, because not influencer, but the technological age. Because now it's like, think about it. Back even NBA highlights, it's like you didn't know, like unless you watched the game live, you didn't really get to rewatch unless you went to YouTube. Now it's like you got Instagram, you got people posting a reel every 10 seconds of that same game. Now it's like the girls, like the WNBA games are, they're all over social media, like these girls posting their off-season workouts there. And not only that, but pretty girls at that, because, they always associating, women's basketball with mainly, dykes and, girls that have more manly type of features and stuff like that. But now it's like
that's not necessarily true.
But it's crazy because there've been a lot of baddies in the WNBA, and now it's like you see it more and more and more.
It's crazy. It's the same with wrestling too. Right to your next topic.
It's the same with wrestling too, because it's like I be seeing all these people making memes. Oh, I need to start watching wrestling again. Yo, who is this? Yo, when did they you know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, but there've been baddies around. Like it's crazy though. But I do think it's an ego thing on her side. I do think it's an ego thing with influencers in general, where it's like they demand free stuff. Like you mentioned earlier, the artists, tired of the artists. That's why I don't work with artists no more. And even the platform that I have for artists coming up, I'm gonna be very strict with it, because you really gotta humble some people. Yeah, and I understand with rap, like, you know, again, a lot of people don't have home training, they don't know proper etiquette, but you got to humble some people so they can learn. So just to speak on that, yeah, because, you know, I do want to keep things, keep the ball rolling and whatnot. So, couple... Potty break. She needs a potty break. All right, so I mean, you go ahead. Thank you. And then me and Links can keep it going for a little. I told you it's that ginger. It's the squid. What else she was eating?
Right. She was eating earlier that wasabi.
Yeah, the wasabi. There we go. That's what I was saying. But nah. So one thing I wanted to tap into was just like the port strikes, right? So they got their raise that they were looking for. They got everything they wanted. But do you feel like that's something we should still be concerned about? And the reason I asked that is because for me personally, before you even answer, is for me personally, when I was really studying trading, I mean I still do, but when I was really, you know, watching them videos during the pandemic and whatnot, everybody that knows me as a trader know I'm big into the ICT community, right, in the circle trader, and he was saying that, you know, we're going to be facing a lot of financial hardships, right? The pandemic happened, and then he was saying, you know, shortages were going to happen, whether it's, I mean, when we've seen it, whether it's been with the coins, whether like literally, you know, fiat money, right? We've seen it sometimes with supermarkets, right? I remember literally you said it. I went to Walmart, and Walmart was empty, but people like, he's bugging. Like, you know, that Walmart always empty. Like, you know, my friends are saying this, and I'm just like, he might. I mean, maybe it's true, but he might have a point to that. And then now it's like the port stuff happened. I was like, you know, people were scared about shortages. So, do you feel like, you know, all these, like, what do you want to call it? Events happening, like, is leading to something bigger? Like, should we be, even though the poor people got their raise, should we still be concerned about things like that?
When I first heard about it, I wasn't concerned at all, and I don't think we should be concerned, even though I know it sounds crazy, because when I first heard about it and people were sharing it on social media and it was on TV, and I was like, this is something that's going to be relatively solved quickly, because I thought about the economical damage it would do to the United States, where that's not something you can just sleep on. Like, we got to handle this really, really, really quickly, because there are literally thousands of businesses that, you know, that have goods coming into the USA from all different types of ports, and from stuff we buy at supermarkets, clothes, furniture, you name it. And these are billion-dollar companies, and I don't think they want to put that type of issue on hold. And even from I'm not to get into politics, but even from a political standpoint, like what's going on, election is right around the corner. I doubt Kamala Harris administration wants to have that on their watch and have to even talk about it. Like, how could you let this happen? And then the person who does end up winning the presidency, like, do they really want to inherit something like that? Like, yo, how y'all let this happen? Because I think we're in
how y'all gonna fix it?
I think we're in an unannounced recession, right? And then just think about it now, with prices of everything skyrocketing right now, that would have led to even prices jumping through the roof for people like, yo, like, you know, the price strike, like, we gotta raise the prices.
Yeah, I read
it would have been crazy,
like,
bro.
if Trump won, like, gas prices were gonna go up to like, what, like I forgot the percentage. I could find the article, but yeah, to your point,
bro, it would have been absolutely insane. The job loss, the money, like, it had just been crazy. It was like they had to get this done out of the way. That's why I wasn't really concerned. I ain't even talk about it. I just thought to myself, this gonna get done relatively quickly, because it's billions of dollars at stake. Like, you know, this is not a country, this is a corporation. So I already knew what time it was. Like, this ain't gonna last too long. But one thing that we should cause for concern is, though, like, other industries that have gone on strike, and it's kind of like prolonged. Like, why is that prolonged period? Why things can't get done as fast as this strike? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, America is built off people who work at the end of the day. Entrepreneurs are people who work, and, you know, prices seem to go up, but the wages seem to remain the same, or as if not minimal. So, you know, it's really hard to survive out here at the end of the day. If you live in New York or California or Chicago, like, it's like you got to have a job, a business, a gig. It's like something going on just to, you know what I mean? Like, do Uber on the side.
Be a content creator now.
Right?
Yeah, that's a new job right there.
That's typically why I wasn't really concerned about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also too, like, people don't know this. Yo, bro, with these union rules and stuff that they have, bro, like, these dudes don't even work a full day and they're getting paid like $40, $50 an hour. Now I'm hearing that they got 63. Now I'm like, yo, bro, they're all these benefits they get and their contract rules and stuff. I'm like, bro, y'all complaining over money, and it's like, bro, I get paid to barely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know they probably do mad work, but it's like, at least from like looking at the time and stuff, it's like, yo, bro, like y'all work like 4 or 5 hours and get paid the whole 8. Like, shit, I'll come work with your shit. Sign me up. Like, I'll roll my sleeves up. We could go do this. Like, you know what I mean?
One thing I would say too, excuse me, union workers need to get to work much faster, man. Because I remember, I'm not going to say the companies or whatever other union, but I remember they used to take a long time to even handle certain situations and stuff like that. Or even back then where, what was it, FedEx or UPS was planning on going on strike because they wanted to make more money. It kind of took a little bit of long time. And those are essential workers. Like, I need my packages. I need my mail. Like, fix that issue. That's why I said there needs to be some type of cost concern for, all right, port strike, it happened in like 2-3 days. This, like other industries, or when the nurses is gonna go on strike, or it kind of take a little bit longer. Like, and I never understood that from a term like, yo, like what's going on here?
Right.
Like, do y'all care about y'all workers? Like, it's just like some slave thing going on. Like, yeah, y'all gonna work until y'all beg for more money, and then until we all strike. And you know what's going on right now on social media? People talking about like, yo, everybody that pay rent, we should go on strike because rent is going on crazy right now.
I mean, people make jokes like that.
Yeah, I don't think they joking though. Honestly, I really don't think they joking.
There's some people that's too. That's crazy. Like, I remember like like around like the Trayvon Martin and the George Floyd times, like people would be saying stuff like, "Oh, we gotta go fight the police," and those people that's like that, especially like them crash outs, them bug outs, bro. Like, it was with it. And I'm sure a lot of them probably did do some stuff that we probably just never heard of, or again, kind of just brushed under the rug when it showed up on the news, because like, it didn't really directly involve us. It was just more so just something you heard in the news, right? But that's really how some people feel. Like, people make a joke, but then there's people that really want to stand by.
Yeah, there's people some really, really about it. I remember this was like what, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks maybe. That incident where those people got shot on the train by the cops.
Oh, right.
Yo, there was people literally out there the next day on the L train, like, yo, F y'all cops, what up? Come fight me right now. Blah blah blah. I'm filming you. Blah blah. Like, yo, people really be about that stuff. So
especially with the rappers too, is like their favorite, because all these rappers going to jail. Their favorite rapper go to jail. Now all these young dudes, they all want to get staticky with police. They always want to the police could just walk down the street. They're ready to get their phone out and record them because they think they're gonna come bother them next. And it's just like, I mean, that's probably a topic for another day, where it's like we could speak to a law enforcement person and see their perspective and their side, and really, get into the nitty gritty and the detail of that. But there's like some trauma there,
And from another aspect too, from consumers aspect, like I'm still waiting on something that I ordered like 25 days ago during a port strike. So it's like, whoa, okay, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, got to get those things done.
Yeah, it's crazy because my friend, she live in ATL, her birthday passed. I got her a gift, and then like all this stuff happened with the weather stuff, and then they had like some like toxic fumes out there, and then the port stuff. I was like, damn. Cause she hit me up, she's like, you didn't buy me that gift, did you? I was like, I did. She was like, yeah, I'm probably not getting that till next year. Funny enough, she got it like next week. I was just like, oh, she's lucky, but to your point, 30 days is crazy.
30 days, I'm still waiting.
So there's a couple of things. You definitely might have to take your refund.
I mean,
there's a couple of things that I wanted to tap into that I was reading this week. So I was gonna say the first thing that I looked into was, I didn't know this, but Uber's planning on buying Expedia, and I'm just like, what does that mean for hotels though? Like, does Airbnb have competition? Like, how does that even work? What like, do they have like a system in play of how they're about to change things, or are they just buying this as acquisition and they're just gonna let them run freely?
For Uber, I think that would be a big chess move.
No,
big chess move.
But to acquire, what do they do?
Expedia. My only thing is, it could probably help or hurt. It could help because as a consumer, we're looking for travel and package deals. Like, is it going to be less expensive now? Because y'all guys going to collaborate with each other and make it much more easier for people to travel and less inexpensive. Or the fact that two big companies merge together, is it going to cost more now, right? And sometimes, most of the time, competition drives, the industry to do better. And that could affect Airbnb. Or is Airbnb gonna contact Lyft like, hey, you see what they just did? Like, maybe we just do the same thing. Like, let's link up. Let's take them on some real WWE's type of stuff. So I think it all depends. And if from a good aspect too, I think like if you're somebody who's a shareholder in those companies, you might see an initial knee-jerk reaction. But I think long-term investment, both companies' stock is gonna rise. You're gonna making some money out of it. The way that I see it,
Yeah, I mean, it's a proposal, though. I don't think it's actually going to happen. I think it's just an idea, but that would be crazy. And speaking of another company that's making moves, I definitely said Netflix, right? And I just want to pull up the stat. I believe they made how much did they make last quarter? Let me just pull that up really quickly. I knew I should have just wrote it down. But Netflix had an amazing quarter. And just seeing like all these people starting new shows on Netflix and seeing how like a lot of TV shows are moving from like TV networks to Netflix, is it fair to say that TV is done? Like, like the TV era is like, like are people still go watch TV or they just go watch for the news?
I think cable or TV is always going to be around as an alternative, but you can probably say that I wouldn't say they're dead, but they're and comatose. You know what I'm saying? Because especially with WWE moving to Netflix nowadays, it's gonna it's like, bruh, with some of the movies that we got out now, we trying to get on Netflix. So I think streaming has basically took over. People just watching anything, streaming on YouTube. So again, I find myself here and there sometimes watching cable television, but very, very rarely. I might, all right, what's on? But I'm definitely on streaming boat. And I think Netflix is kind of like the big dog at the top right now. Kind of like gonna Roman reign, no pun intended. But it's, again, I think they're just in a comatose state. How many people do you even know watch cable? Maybe like the old folks, the baby boomer generation that don't really know.
Have cable though. They just have like basic television,
right? Or watch TV. I think maybe they probably like, all right, let me just might have cable to watch it, but any generation of beyond age are moving to streaming on YouTube, Netflix, Tubi, whatever app.
Amazon Prime too. Even Prime, like I seen Prime was giving all this stuff for free now. Now they charging and stuff. I'm like, okay, Prime making their money.
Oh yeah, they are. Okay.
Yeah, but get this though, right? In Q3, they added 5 million customers, right? So that means they just grew their global subscriber base to more than 282 million people. So over 282 million people have an account. And that's the thing. We're not even counting the people that use their friend's account and stuff like that.
That's me.
Because
I ain't gonna hold you, that's me.
Right? And they generated $10 billion in revenue for the quarter.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the quarter that, you can come in.
You know what that means, right?
That's the quarter that's going to stand out.
Quote unquote. You know what that means? That means to me, Netflix is about to raise their prices again.
They say that again?
They about to raise their prices again.
Yeah, I'll just do it for the camera. But
they about to raise their prices again.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for sure, because that value's skyrocketing. They about to sign a max deal. I mean, they signing max deals with everybody right now. Like you said, WWE is probably gonna be the main one.
Now would be a good time to invest in Netflix too.
Nah, definitely.
If you haven't already.
Yeah, but then what does it say for the movie theaters now? Because
movie theaters is always going to be around. Movie theaters is always going to be around because I think, again, back to I'm gonna use that all the time. You can always hear me say that. What I think, what I know, and what I feel. But what I think is the movies is always in direct correlation with Hollywood and acting, and that's how they make their money too. So I think movies is always going to be around. It's going to be out primarily through theaters, Even with what we just did, it was in the theaters, and then it goes back to streaming sites afterwards, rather than back in the day where, it would be in the movies, and then we got to wait for the cassette tapes to watch it or wait for it to be on cable. I think there's like a hierarchy now. That makes sense too.
And what they gotta look out for is what's cooking on Netflix. But yeah, so speaking of media or whatnot, so one point that I actually meant to touch on earlier too was like, do y'all feel like social media is enough, or do you feel like a website matters?
If you would have asked me that question about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would say a website is highly more important. However, now it's like, I think they're both at an even playing field, because now I could just directly DM you like I did, or go through your page and be like, okay, I've been watching what he was doing. I've been watching what he's been doing, and I want to get on this podcast and collaborate with him. And I do still think that the website is important, because if you're a content creator, and I'm watching what you do, I still want to be able to, all right, where do I purchase your product? You send me to your website, et cetera, and so forth. It just has more of that professional presentation per se. I think it's about neck and neck, really.
Yeah, I feel like if you're selling good, well, I'd say services too, but yeah, goods for sure. You definitely gotta have that website for the authenticity. But the service, I feel like it matters. Like, it depends. Like, if, for example, you're a barber, you don't really need a website to be a barber, you know what I mean? But, if you're doing, stuff that's related to, auto work, people going to know your address, people going to know how they could contact you, people going to know your info, the rates, stuff like that. You could get those on social media, but I feel like when it comes to those things, people would rather go to your website for that.
Exactly.
So I feel like to each his own there. I personally feel like, again, it depends on what you do, but I would definitely say a website's important. I started to realize it more and more as I tap in with all these different industries as they come to the show, because at first I didn't think a website was really relevant, and if anything, I thought, well, people could just make one of those those free website generators,
Trap House websites.
Wait.
I'm talking about in terms of how it looks. It just looks like.
Oh no. I'm saying there's a bunch of them, those, what do you call it, WordPress or Weebly, stuff like that, where it's what's cooking .wordpress or something like that. You know what I mean? As opposed to just having a what's cooking .com or something like that. I was I didn't think it was that important, but I started seeing it now.
I think that anything can be important. It's just the way you leverage it. Because I feel like some people, if you leverage the shit out your website and you say, to see this recipe, click in my, because there's a lot of different, it depends on your field, but bakers, they do that a lot. When I'm looking for a new pumpkin cinnamon rolls, I was looking for it. She said, comment pumpkin. Then she sent me to her website in my DM. So that's what they'll do. Or they have their DMs already set up to where you say a certain word or buzzword from their page, and then they're like, this is my this, check this out here. Patreon is the same way. Nobody would go on there if you don't talk about your Patreon, if you don't leverage it for everything.
That's true.
I do dancing, so you want to learn a new dance move, join my Patreon. This is where I have this dance move where I break it down in a simpler form. They doing the clip on Instagram in a reel really quickly, but they're gonna break it down each step on the Patreon. So it's it's all about how you leverage it. Things can be relevant or irrelevant, but I feel like if you sit down and really push it, people will go.
Right. That's why I said it goes hand in hand. Use Kamala Harris for an example. If you can go on her webpage and see all her detailed policies she has set out, and you could just look her up on social media and see what she's talking about. It depends on preference, but like I said, it's like she said too, also how you leverage it. If you want to know something about somebody, all right, I'm gonna just go here and go on your website. Okay, I see your booking information. If you're an artist, where you're gonna be, X, Y, Z. But if I just want to see your personality and how you are, or your content, like we mentioned earlier, I'm gonna just go to your page. I think though, however, the page is more the initial. I need to see how this person is, because I'm a personable buyer. I'm gonna do business on you based on how I look at you, your brand, opposed to the product. Because a lot of people sell products. I could go to somewhere else. If there's Wonder Bread or they got this cheap con, I might go with the cheap con because I don't like what Wonder Bread is talking about and what they got in their ingredients, et cetera, and so forth, as an example. But
Yeah, so I mean that's interesting to say too, because I do think it goes hand in hand. Because people be like, oh, link in my bio, or people just say, yeah, check my website out. But it's the social media that's gonna make you go there. Because if I post what the media is about and I say link in my bio, that's probably gonna, excite you to be like, oh, let me go check. Even if it's a YouTube link, right? Let me go check it, right? And then, but a lot of people just be like, yeah, link in my bio. Like people who sell clothes, oh, you want this shirt? Link in my bio, as opposed to showing the shirt and giving like a real, like giving the details, having some models in it, and then saying, okay, like you want to buy it, then click on my bio. So I do agree with you there. But yeah, just to wrap up this episode, so like what are your expectations for like the fall, the winter, both of y'all, and also let everybody know we could tap in with y'all at.
Well, for me, as of late, like I forgot to mention this earlier in the interview, I just been doing a lot of like movies.
Movies, right?
Yeah, red carpet treatment, movies in the theater. Behavior came out this summer, July 12th, and then we just had Bottom Bitch, excuse my language, that just came out like a week and a half ago. So I got an audition tomorrow and another one coming up November 1st. So I'm just doing more of that, as well as working on another skill that I'm cultivating. I don't want to announce it too much right now until it's in the works, but it has a lot to do about mind, body, and spirit. People getting right before they start focusing on their income and all this other stuff that's pushed to the forefront. They really don't really focus on their mind, their body, or their spirit. But yeah, man, you can find me at LYNX_CHARMING. That's Links Charming on all social platforms. And also, I'm going to be on more podcasts and talk about, what is it that I do. I think I have a lot of knowledge and personality to give, and I think people need to see that. People need to see me out more, because I had a friend of mine who said to me, this was like kind of like the catalyst to the year that I had. He said, yo, you need to come out of hiding. I was like, bro, I wasn't hiding. Like, I was just focusing on a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, shout out to looking Pastor. For you the last time after you did that freestyle. At least you used to do music for everybody.
Yeah, I used to do music too, man. I kind of still do.
Freestyle. People like, nah, who's this? Yo, it's like,
I mean, I kind of still do in my own relative little world. Like I was talking about with Josh earlier. I mean, again, I'm gonna say what I said to him. I feel like every part of our lives has like a story arc, and right now mine's just to focus on this. I may come back around to it. I may come back around to life insurance or credit again, but I feel like right now this is the forefront that I need to focus on and ultimately become as one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Lanaya? Anything for the munchies or anything else going on?
For the munchies, I'm looking to come out with some products where people will be able to like infuse things at home. So I'm already used to like selling people infused food. I know that people like to like do little things by themselves. Maybe you want a little sugar in your coffee. Maybe you want a little infused butter, scramble your eggs in. Little simple things people have been asking me about. So I definitely want to come out with some more stuff where people could just do it at home. And I also do my dancing, and I'm going to have a little video shoot coming up for that soon too. So that's going to be a little exciting. You can find me on Instagram at justabkgirl. It's all together, no spaces.
Yeah, for me, I mean, not much. You're going to see the same stuff. You can see more trading content on my personal page where I decide to reactivate. You're going to see, of course, content from us as usual. And you can see a new series. Well, you can see the fashion series, of course. That's just going to be a post, though. It's not going to be like a separate page. So all could be on What's Cooking. But I will have a separate page called In the Spotlight series with my boy, True Vinci. Y'all know him from previous episodes we did with him. Me and him, we got a series starting for the artists. It's going to be music-based and whatnot. Not going to spoil it too much. It's kind of in the name, but I'm not gonna spoil it too much. Y'all gonna see what we do there, and yeah, that's really it. Like I said, just going back to my roots, to trading content, just doing content creation in general with this podcast, with that other platform. Definitely gonna be going to a lot more networking events, getting my name out there. So you might see me in person, like, oh my gosh, that's him. Yeah, that's me. But there's gonna be that, and then also too, I would say, I just had it on the top of my head. Oh yeah, my cameraman page. Definitely want to get started with the photography, videography work, because I have a camera just sitting around. Actually, Josh got it right now, but just sitting around. I actually want to put to work, right? So, it was a gift given to me. So why not take the opportunity of having a free camera to professional camera to do that type of work. So that's really that with me. And then I think that's really it off the top of my head. Of course, you can see me at Road Connections. Pop out to each one. You know, I'm a sponsor of that event, so you'll definitely see me at each one. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, check out my page. That's me putting the link in bio. Check out my page. Y'all get more info on that. But I think that's pretty much it for now, for this quarter, for the winter. We'll see. We'll see how the next couple of weeks go by. We'll see how things change, and you'll definitely see our progression for sure. So just like that. Now you want to close this out?
All right. Thanks for tuning in with us at What's Cooking.
And also, don't forget to follow us if you're new on Instagram and TikTok. What's Cooking? COOKIN_NYC. Right? And yeah, for all the new people, subscribe. Tune to the streaming platforms, and that's that.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Definitely.
You enjoyed another episode of What's Cooking NYC. You can't find us in any air fryer, and you can't cook us because we're available on all streaming platforms. Like, comment, subscribe.